Welcome back, men, women, and children of all ages. And you guessed it, we're working on the MR50 today. And I will be your host, the one and only infamous Kentucky Yankee, without a doubt. Look at that. Pretty brittle stuff. I always clean up the fuel tanks first. That's the first step on getting these old bikes running, is to get this fuel tank cleaned up while you're working on the other stuff. That's the filter, the screen right there, and I'm going to put acid in this tank, so you don't want that in there. The acid would eat it up. I just put a hose and a bolt, stop up the petcock hole, and now I'm just going to put some muriatic acid in this one. A lot of times I tumble these tanks to get all the loose rust off, but this one is not bad at all. So I'm just going to try putting the acid in, and we'll see how it turns out after soaking for a day or two. I've been slowly putting insulation up here in the garage, but until I get it all done up here on the roof, we're just going to have to live with this awful, loud rain noise, and I apologize for that. Check out what we have living in the carburetor. And when I say living, that's what I mean. Look. Come on, little buddy. He just crawled up in there. He's gone. I'm gonna try a little different two-step method today when cleaning the carburetor, and we're gonna see how that works. Always an important moment when removing the bowl. Let's see what's underneath there. I'm guessing it's clean. I think it's good and clean in there. What do you guys think? What do you think? I think it's clean. There we go. And I was absolutely 100% wrong. It's filthy, really filthy, and really bad. Wishful thinking on my part. It's pretty crusty and rusty inside of there, but still doable. We can get it all cleaned up. It'll still work. That jet right there is completely stopped up. And this needle, this seat in here, is kind of stuck in there, and there's no need really to take it out, I don't think. So I'm just going to leave that, and we'll soak it like it is. I'm going to get this gasket off. Anytime I can get by with reusing an old seal, that's a good day, but it's not going to happen today. This thing is just too hard, and it just keeps breaking off, so we're going to have to get a new one. I did end up taking this seat out because I remembered it has an O-ring on it. So I want to get that out before we put it in the solvent solution. We're going to call this stage 1 of the cleaning process for the carburetors. Into the chem dip it goes. What are the chances of our teeny weeny hot rod here having spark? I think slim to none. My wrench don't fit. Let me get something else. The coil wire has been taped up. I need to investigate that a little bit. If I was Musty One, I'd say, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. I just turned the lights out so you can see. So let's see what we got. Red eye. Hey. Hey now. We got some popping blue spark. I don't know. She's coming and going, it looks like. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I would say we need to file the points and check it out a little further, but it does have spark. At least some. Be nice just to have this out of the way. There are points here behind that flywheel, so I'm going to sand them off a little bit and see if that helps it. I'll check the gap too. I filed the points, but I did not check the gap because I don't think that's what it is. I can check that later, but after further investigation, I found this connector to be kind of dirty and corroded, and I believe that's the culprit behind our coming and going spark. It won't focus for you. But I'm going to clean this up real good, plug it back in, and we'll check it again. Cleaning that wire did fix this spark issue, but this coil wire is too short and not replaceable, so I might have to change the coil. But I wanted to show you that it was, in fact, fixed. So here we go. You should be seeing good hot blue spark every time now. Instead of replacing the coil, I think I'm going to try and repair this. This wire does not come out of this coil, I don't believe. I don't think it's that kind. It's made in there. But I have a plan, so let's see how it goes. Once it's snipped, there's no turning back. Here we go. Here's some JB Weld. Our wire's soldered. This is a tube from a spark plug. When you buy spark plugs, the tubes to protect them, and it's plastic. And I'm going to set it on here as a form, and I'm going to pour JB Weld in there, and I'm going to do it off camera because it's very difficult to do on camera, and I'll show you the end results. There's my shady coil repair all done, and I'm going to bolt it on there, and let's see if it works. There is a possibility that I have the right grommet that fits here, but I'm not going to search for it right now. Minor details. We'll deal with it later. It is now the middle of the night, and the carbs have been sitting in chem dip for several hours, and it's now time for part 2 of the carburetor cleaning process. And what I'm going to try is to put them into this ultrasonic cleaner, and it has Dawn dishwashing soap in it. So let's just see what happens when I do that, how they come out. Suppose I could just put the whole basket in there. Be alright. We're going to hit the button, start. Let's see, I got it set for 20 some minutes. Here's the carburetor now after buzzing and rattling around in this ultrasonic cleaner for 40 minutes, and the results are not whiz-bang. All it did, really in my opinion, is rinse off this chem dip, which is good, I guess. You know, the water gets real hot in there. You can wait 2 hours and let this heat up, and the water will be nice and hot, and then you can let it rattle around for 40 or 50 minutes, and it will rinse this chem dip off of the carburetors for you. But as far as cleaning, this thing is completely worthless. It doesn't clean anything. Look at the residue still in there from just, it's still not clean. If I want it clean, I'm not going to be letting it buzz in this box anymore. I'll stick it in here for another, hour or so and let it clean it. So if you want a really expensive way of rinsing off the chem dip from your carburetor, buy a ultrasonic cleaner and waste your time and go through all that trouble. I'm sorry, I have a strong opinion about this thing because it's a useless piece of crap, and everybody on the internet says how wonderful it is. If you want an inexpensive way to rinse the chem dip off of your carburetors when you get done, buy a can of brake clean. I realize there's going to be a lot of hostility against me for not liking this ultrasonic cleaner, but it doesn't work. I'm sorry, guys. It does not work. I've been a mechanic for many years and used a lot of different products. This thing is useless, completely useless. I don't know why people say they work and how much they like them and etc., etc. I can't understand it. And it's mind-boggling to me because I've tried this thing several different ways and it's completely useless. But for all of you that do have a different opinion than mine, I respect you for that. And if you have input about this thing, I'm glad to listen. I feel as though I've given it a fair chance, and it's a piece of crap. It is almost, not almost. It is equally as useless as this cabinet sandblaster back here in the corner of my shop. Both which are going to the Craigslist very soon. I would be completely sick to my stomach if it was me that did this right here, broke this cable off. It's plastic. I will be sick. Maybe when I loaded it in the Silver Bullet or something, it won't focus. Let's see. When I loaded it in the Silver Bullet or something, I maybe broke it off, but I hope not. Either way, it's got to be repaired. I'm going to take this off and we'll look at that real quick. So I don't think I'm responsible for breaking this after looking at it up close, but I either need to repair it or I'm going to look around and see if I can get a new one. Just want to see real quick if I need to order a air filter, and I'm sure I do. I'll bet there'll be nothing left in there of this thing. Let's check it out together and see. Well. I don't know what that... It's no good, guys. Look at that. It's just falling apart. That's not even the right air filter, so we'll get one of those. So what have we got done today? Well, we've got spark. We got the coil fixed up. We got a few parts cleaned up. We have the petrol tank soaking with muriatic acid in it. And we have a parts list. So now I need to get on the internet, start ordering some parts, and when they come in, we can start putting this thing back together and see if it'll run. That's going to be it for this one, guys. I've gone as far as I can go without, having more parts and things like that to get this thing running. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you next time.